Men, what is your no bullshit dating advice? Talk to each other. Don't do the read between the lines or you should know bullshit with anything. Actually talk. Having problems? Talk it out. Have concerns about something? Talk about it. Feel like the relationship isn't going where you thought it would? Communicate. This is great advice for women who will very often talk to their friends about their problems and not their boyfriend who thinks that everything is fine. Fuck you, Sophia. How I love the replies. Only date people you are interested in. Like really as a human. If you are only interested in their ass, face, or tits, you are going to hate them at some point when their personality doesn't mesh with yours and you can't figure out why their body isn't distracting you from your inability to get along. Better yet, only date people interested in you. Once you're with them, keep them interested in you. What you notice in the beginning as bad is what will ultimately be the end of it. This is actually a problem for me. I look back on potential partners and I cut it off thinking some irritants will keep growing and get worse. Trying to find what I can compromise on. In both dating and life, learning active listening will change absolutely everything. Yes, I hear you. Go on. Having a hot girlfriend doesn't mean you're winning. Having a hot girlfriend who treats you great and improves your life does. Get yourself a girl that makes your day hard, not your life. Figure out the difference between momentary unhappiness and real unhappiness. You can't bail on a relationship after any old disagreement. But you shouldn't grit it out if there are real issues. What would define real issues? I'm about to have a conversation about this with my GF, and I can't see it go anywhere but break up. Anything other than a yes means no. Don't waste your time or energy. If they don't answer with a fuck yes, then assume they mean to say fuck no. For example, if they respond to a date request with I dunno, I have a thing, move on. An interested person would go, fuck, I have a thing. Can we do it on X instead? Don't be so fixated on it. Always be willing to walk away and don't accept mistreatment. Applies to everyone. Looks matter way more than people are willing to admit. Yep, and it's a two-way street, but also subjective. Have some self-respect. It'll help you work your way past dealing with anything like ghosting or anything you'd consider bullshit. If you love yourself, you won't be desperately seeking validation. Most important thing, when you've spent a good amount of time on the path of self-growth, everything else seems to fall into place. If you have the patience and the willpower, I suggest you focus on getting your life together first. Build a nest, then call the birds. That way if you get rejected it'll be from a place of power, nor desperation. Yes, don't chase butterflies. Tend to your garden and the butterflies will come. If she demeans you in any way on the first date, that isn't going to stop. You aren't going to prove yourself to her. That first date is just a peek over the horizon. That will be an abusive relationship. It will get worse. Louder for the guys in the back. Accept zero bullshit, fellas. Don't date anyone you work with. If the relationship goes belly up, you'll have to see this woman every day, and it will be awkward. Currently experiencing this right now. My GF dumped me, and now I have to see her every day at work. Kill me. Just leave and go work elsewhere. It's the only way. Stop expecting to find the girl of your dreams at nightclubs, or at your house. Sweet home Alabama. Personality matters a lot, but real physical attraction and looks still matter. If someone is interested in you, it's not gonna take over a day to hear back from them. Exactly. If she's not answering, there's two options. She isn't interested, or she's playing games. She can't be that busy. Whichever of the former it is, leave the ball at her court. By texting her again you gain nothing. Don't settle just because you feel alone. Recognize your power in today's dating craziness. All it takes is one healthy relationship to realize all the shitty ones were never worth it. Women hate desperate and depressed men. My relationship was going great until my brother killed himself and my girlfriend just couldn't deal with my depression and need for comfort in my grief, so she left me. I was so desperate and depressed I told myself it was my fault she left. Needed quite a bit of therapy after that. There are a lot of STI women out there. There are a lot of STI men out there. Just do what makes you happy, and S will work out. You don't need a partner if you have to make yourself miserable for them, or in the process of pursuing them. Lose weight to be healthy, not to get a date. Your life will be a lot better that way. Learn to love yourself first. Finding a partner will not fix your mental health and self-esteem problems. Finding a partner will not fix your mental health and self-esteem problems. It honestly did fix a lot of my self-esteem problems. Though, honestly, I think this advice is valid, but also needs a kind of disclaimer. A friend is 32 and has never in her life had a relationship because she is obsessed with this idea that she has to be perfect to enter one. And since she still has insecurities, she thinks she doesn't deserve a relationship. Because how could anyone love her if she doesn't love herself? Yada yada. Bullshit. There are two types of insecure people. Those who acknowledge they're insecure and deal with it themselves, and those who expect everyone else to act in a way that doesn't trigger their insecurities. The first one is perfectly fine for a relationship. The second one not so much. Be detached and don't get emotionally invested too soon. Think of it like finding shelter in a cave and you don't know if there's a bear in it. You watch from a safe distance and see what comes out with every advance towards concluding the investigation into whether you can take shelter there or not. Bears will eat you. So will a bad woman. I love this. Beautiful analogy. I've definitely jumped into relationships too fast to get mauled by a bear a few months in. I've gotten really good at seeing red flags though. Stuff I know I won't be compatible with. Or seeing the real person hiding behind the mask. I'm glad I never went into anything long term with the bad women. Anytime you feel anxious/confused about whether someone is into you, 100% of the time they're not. Go with your gut. When you feel that crappy limbo feeling, it's always a bad sign. Yee. This comment would been great before I confessed to my crush. I doubt it would deterred me, but I wouldn't have had such whiplash since I was almost sure she liked me. Women are not a monolith. There's no cheat code for people. Be a half decent person. Accept it and turn the page if a date doesn't go well, etc. Don't be so full of yourself that you think it matters so much forever. You can fail and try again. This is pretty good. Go with your gut. I've ignored mine and ended up disappointed and let down. Women aren't the way you'd like them to be. They just are. Beware the ones who turn you into what they think you should be. Never get a girlfriend simply because you want a girlfriend. Make a girl that you want to spend time with your girlfriend. Don't expect great sex right away, and don't think great sex is love, and don't think vanilla sex can't improve. Underrated comment. Deal with your S. Go to therapy. Face it head on. Work through it. Don't rely on a romantic partner to be your therapist. She can support you, but she is not your therapist. You have to fix your S with your therapist, and then process with her. She will get the ick if she sees you needy and desperate. Fix your own S. Have been through therapy for some form of depression. Ended up fixing so much other emotional baggage that was dragging me down in minor ways. I highly recommend anyone in their 30s to go to therapy for a while. Even if there's nothing majorly wrong, it'll still make a big difference to your quality of life. Your partner and your future self will both thank you for it. If they stop responding, or don't engage in conversation or communication frequently, as in within a day or so beginning, a few hours more serious, I completely disengage. Women that do this as some type of game by acting cold and not interested, even though they are interested, are actually so dumb. Why pretend you don't care if you enjoyed spending time together? Why keep me on read even though you said you would like to meet again? And I know you have your phone with you basically 24/7. Yeah, you will find another guy that will put up with this, but I won't. And if you like me, well, too bad, because that behavior will make me lose interest real quick. These games or tests, or whatever it's supposed to be, are silly. If you see dating as a win/loss game, then you are doing it wrong. Can you expand? Dating isn't a competition, it's learning to make connections, shape relationships and have experiences with another person. Because you and someone else didn't hit it off. Lack of chemistry, or even you were weird, that isn't a loss. It's about going out, meeting people, and seeing where it goes. That is it. If there is more, peruse it as far as you want. If it's not, move on. She isn't interest. No big deal. That doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. The connection just isn't there. Don't chase and lose yourself. Boundaries are very important. The world is of abundance. Be with someone who makes you a better version of you. Don't date someone you aren't attracted to. You will start to find the personality irritating over time. If you spend a lot of time with someone you aren't into physically, just be friends with such people.